But you have a broad appetite in sectors you look at and invest in. Is US tech in that appetite, or is it,
I regret it hasn't been too much. But for the first time now, this last 12 months, I've been invested in tech, actually. There are two cases. One where we came in, the bond fund was in as a creditor. And when the bond fund was then fully invested, I was able to invest privately as well, which is Ellos group in Sweden, one of the biggest Swedish retailers when it comes to clothing and also in furniture. And we became shareholders through the bonds, and it's basically I see online retailing is there to stay, I would say. That's sort of the main thesis. I hope we got in on a good level, and that's usually the case when you come in via the bonds, because it's kind of rock bottom when a company has to restructure, and then you create momentum when you get out of restructuring, and all the employees then know what's going on, and it's a more stable situation, and now as well with the falling interest rates in Sweden, that could be quite interesting. When it comes to the huge AI companies, I am not in there. I should have been there. What we saw in 2000 is that, again, very few survived. And those that did survive, they had a long run before they came back. And sometimes expectations are a bit higher than people's kind of appetite to adapt.
Definitely. So, you talked about Ellos, which is you're used to restructuring steel on water, where it comes and goes in companies. It's sort of in the nature to restructure them. While this is a company which, from my understanding, is quite unique. People usually have worked there for a long time, wear the watches of, good service, and I think it's over 80 years or something like that. So even for you, this is maybe a bit of a unique opportunity to get into this sort of company and being there for the long term, because I think, if I recall you correctly, and I also have some history with you, when you enter something, you plan to stay. It's not like you're there and then leave. Hopefully not.
And I think that's important when you go into a company, and it's not a it's not a very liquid company, or if you own a lot of it, it's not just to sell anyway. So you have to have a long view, and you should always have a view that you kind of, that the business model is so that you can stay forever if you want. But then again, whether you stay forever or not will depend on your view on the sector and the view on the general economy and on this company in particular. Now, you have 600 employees down in Borås in Sweden, and I think I should be humble enough to say that I haven't really been working really tight onto online retailing. But what I have done before is to try and find the right people to do certain tasks, and then basically to optimize whatever is there already. Mm-hmm. So what we've been doing in Ellos is the company has been running fine all the time. It's just that it had too much leverage. So there was no need to sort of do big change in management or anything like that. We have rather given the management the tools they need to get to where we want them to go, basically.
Interesting. And maybe also an example just comes to my mind is that, retail in theory shouldn't be that difficult, but just take a case study like XXL. And it seems a bit difficult at times if you sort of are on the wrong path and can't redirect the course. I don't know that company in specifics, but it shows that retail can be brutal if you can't get back on track again.
Yeah, and if you have a lot of turnover and you're not in control of your inventory, and you have a lot of expensive leases, and then the interest rates are a bit too high and people are not shopping, and it's easy to go the wrong way. So you need focus. And I think, therefore, to make a revolution in Ellos, that was never on the cards. It was to try and change small details and try to make them better, and also find better financing and work on small things like which products do you make money on, what you lose money on, which clients do you make money on, and which clients do you lose money on, and try to direct the marketing in the right direction, which is much easier now with, again, we're using AI as a tool